guys, welcome back to my channel. I have another fun video for you guys. We have some more Christmas content rolling in. Today we are going to be going through a bunch of my favorite top 12 Target Christmas decor items. And if you guys saw last week's video, you may recall that all of the Christmas decor was not quite out yet, which is another reason why I wanted to make this video. There are also a bunch of things that are only available online that I would love to share with you, so make sure you stay tuned. And if you didn't see that first Christmas video, I will link it down below. We went to Target, TJMaxx, and also Hobby Lobby, and then I did a big haul of some fun stuff that I got. So make sure you're subscribed for more Christmas content coming your way. It is the holiday season. It's one of my favorite times of the year, especially for decorators and DIYers like myself. It's just a really fun time to make things and just make the holidays super special, and I'd love to have you. So without further ado, I've got my laptop. Let's go ahead and break down this list. So let's start out with a few basics, and this is a not so basic. I thought this was so pretty. I am talking about these beautiful gold sort of leaf looking ornaments for your tree. If you've been keeping up with design trends, of vintage and just like brass accents are super popular, especially for the holidays, and I just love the aged look of these. And you get a set of 3 for $15, which I think is pretty good considering they're faux antiques, but I absolutely love these. These were made in the Threshold with Studio McGee line, so I believe they are new this year, and I think they would just be so beautiful on a tree. The picture that they show online is so pretty, paired with their velvet, sort of warm toned little orbs, those little ornaments that they released as well, but they just look so pretty. I just love how reflective they are and just that wonderful vintage, very classic look that they give. And if you are a big vintage person like I am myself, I think you will absolutely love these. And for 15 bucks, I really think that that is a pretty good deal, and you just get a few packs of these to sprinkle all over the tree and make it look super festive for the season. All right, up next are some of my favorite pieces from the Threshold with Studio McGee line for this Christmas season are these beautiful rustic trees. I think they are so gorgeous, especially if you love that woodsy organic sort of look that I do. I love it all year round, but especially for the Christmas season, I really love to bring those outdoor elements in, and I feel like just the beautiful texture of these, I love how warm they are, just bring so much to a space. They add some height. They're really good for shelf styling, mantle styling, really anything just to give your decorating a little bit of life. I feel like you could also add these to a nativity scene, any sort of floating shelves, maybe even a little Christmas village. I think these would be so fun and just add some warmth, and again, just that wonderful rustic texture. And on here it does say that it comes in 2 different sizes. So the medium one is $15 while the tall one is $20, and I feel like those are pretty good price points. And another thing that may be fun is I feel like if you had some wood chips and also those little cones that are sort of styrofoam, or you made like a paper styrofoam cone, I feel like you could sort of make like a DIY version of these, which we may have to try sometime. But I feel like these are just so fun, and I honestly have never seen a faux tree like this with so much character and texture. All right, this next one is one of my absolute favorites, which I feel like I'm going to be saying this whole entire video, but I can't seem to find it in my specific store. I will do my best to find a link for you and leave it down below, but I did take a screenshot of it. It is this beautiful oversized mistletoe pillow, and it's just this very vintage, very whimsical looking pillow. I love how big it is. Not quite sure on the size. I want to say it was like 24 by 24, but it is a huge pillow, and I just love the way it looks. And because it's a very large oversized pillow, kind of like the knitted ones that we picked up last week, it is $30, but I feel like it's such a big pillow, and I feel like you get the cover, you get the actual insert, and I feel like it's a really good deal. You guys know I love my neutrals, but specifically for the Christmas season, I really love to bring in those really traditional Christmas colors, the green and the red, and I feel like this is just such a subtle way to bring that in and really just mix mix it in with your pillows. I think adding in those little pops of color make it feel very festive and very holiday-like, but it's not too overwhelming. So I feel like this would be super pretty layered with a more neutral pillow, or even with a deep rust sort of red pillow. I feel like that would look really pretty, and I just think it makes such a fun statement to mix and match with a few different other pillows. And I really wish that this pillow was in store. I probably would have gotten it because it is so pretty, and I feel like it's just so festive for the holidays. Up next, I feel like we cannot talk about the holiday season and decorating if we're not talking about greenery and beautiful, realistic garlands. And like I told you guys, I mostly like neutrals for Christmas with pops of red. This one is white neutral, and I just love the way it looks. So this is the 6-foot unlit artificial pine Christmas garland with white berries and pine cones. I love the way this looks. We have a wreath that we're going to be looking at a little bit later in this video that looks very, very similar to this, but I love the natural feel of it. I love the pine cones. I love that pop of white that really just stands out against that dark, rich green. And I feel like it's very neutral. You can go with a lot of different color schemes, and I just love how realistic and fun it looks. And this garland is only $30. I feel like that is a super, super good price, especially for something that's 6 foot. I feel like that's a very standard length, but it's a really, really good size. You can drape it over your mantle. You can use it as part of a tablescape and sort of layer in some tapered candles and candlesticks. You could line it over a console, underneath a TV, on a TV stand or something like that. There's just so many different uses for this, and I love the way it looks. It's just super earthy and organic, and again, you can layer so many different colors with it because it is a neutral piece. And whenever I see garlands like this, it just makes me want to decorate a fireplace so bad. We don't have one in our house. I wish we did, but if you do have a fireplace or you have a fun little tablescape to do for the holidays, I feel like this is such a good versatile piece that you could use for years to come. Next, let's talk about stockings. There were so many new ones from both Threshold and also the Hearth and Hand line with Magnolia that came out this year. This is my absolute favorite one. If you love neutrals and you love a very simple sort of Christmas decorating scheme, then you're really, really gonna love this find. So this is the stocking from Hearth and Hand, and I just love the simplicity of it. The color of it is sour cream, so it's sort of an off-white with a beautiful, deep, sort of muted green stripe down the center. And I feel like this is one of those stockings that you could buy a bunch of them for everyone in your family to match, or you could mix and match them with a bunch of the other stockings that were in the Hearth and Hand line this year. And of course, for stockings, you can hang them on a fireplace. For us, since we don't have a fireplace or a mantle, we have this little sort of rod that has little stands on the side that just kind of stands them up, and we just line them all up. You could do that if you don't have a fireplace, or you could get some stocking holders and sort of line them all along it. Or a really fun trend that I've been seeing, I also saw Jenna Pierce do this in her Christmas video. She really likes to, if she only has like a few stockings, to sort of hang them off to one side and sort of bunch them all together. She likes to do a bunch of chunky knit ones, but if you wanted to do a few different ones from the Hearth and Hand line, or just from any old place that you want to get stockings, I think is a really fun, sort of classy, high-end way to display your stockings. And for only 15 bucks a piece for something that you can use for years and years to come, I feel like this is a really good quality product for such a cute, fun statement in your decor. All right, we are halfway through the list, and we are going to start out the second half strong with this beautiful floral arrangement. So this is the 16-inch faux cedar and winterberry stems glass bottle arrangement, and this is another Hearth and Hand line item from this year, I believe, and this is only $12.99. It is so pretty. I love how realistic it is. Again, just that little pop of red that says holiday, but it doesn't like scream it in your face, you know what I mean? And I love how simple it is, and I feel like so many people will use like faux pine branches or real pine branches to sort of decorate for the holiday season. It's either that or like stems of holly or something like that, but I feel like this is something a little bit different, but still very Christmassy, very natural, very organic. And honestly, for only $12.99, this is just such a good value, especially since it also comes with a cute little glass jar vase. And And just a little thing that I noticed, which honestly isn't like the most groundbreaking thing, but I love how it's square at the bottom, just to give it a little bit of a different shape. Honestly, a circular one or like a cylinder vase would have been fine, but for some reason it just elevates it, makes it look super elegant. You could put it in the middle of a centerpiece, make it part of a centerpiece. You could style it on a shelf, you could style it on your countertop or something like that. I feel like it's just the perfect size. It's not too big, not too small. It's just the perfect sort of accent floral to mix into all the decor. And I know I'm saying that all of these are my favorite, but this one might actually be my favorite. I feel like it is so cute, especially for the wonderful price. Up next, and going off of the antique sort of brass accents, is this beautiful tree topper. This tree topper is a $19.99. It is 13 inches tall, and I just love the details of it. I know some people prefer angels, some people prefer stars. I personally love the star look, especially if it's this sort of, again, antique brass sort of look, but I feel like it's just such a fun piece, and it really would just like sparkle at the top of the tree without actually sparkling. Like, it'd just be such a showstopper. And especially if you have some other like brass bell ornaments, or the ornaments that we were just looking at the beginning of the video, I feel like those would just correlate really, really well together and really give a nice cohesive high-end looking tree. I also love all the little details. I love that it's not just like a solid star shape. I love how there are little cutouts that just sort of give it a little bit of dimension, and I just love the aging and the slight patina that it sort of has. It just gives so much character, and if I needed a new star topper for my tree, I feel like I would definitely get this one. It is so pretty, and I just love the organic high-end look of it. Now, I feel like I cannot make a Christmas shopping video without including a little faux tree, and I found this one. It's with the Hearth and Hand line with Magnolia. It's a pre-lit faux cedar tree in a plastic porch pot. So I feel like this is mostly intended for like a porch setup if you decorate your porch or anything like that, but you can also use it inside. I love the fact that it is pre-lit and it comes in a very neutral pot. I did not know it was plastic until I read the title. It really does not look like it, but I just love how realistic it looks. I like that it's not a perfect tree shape. It's just very organic looking and just has really whimsical little branches going everywhere. I love the color of it. I love how it's a little bit more warm toned, and it just looks so pretty and realistic. And this tree does come in a couple different sizes. The 28 inch is $44.99 and the 40 inch is $59.99. So I feel like those are pretty good prices, again, for things that you can use for years and years to come. You can use over and over again in many different ways. I feel like this would be so pretty if you had both of them to put on a front porch, preferably if you don't live somewhere that gets multiple feet of snow at a time, but you could also put them inside. They would look so pretty, especially the 28 inch one, the smaller one, on a little sort of antique vintage stool that's just very popular these days. I feel like this could also be a very good sort of tabletop tree, or like sort of center of the island sort of tree if you have a great big island and you want to pair this tree with a couple other little decorative pieces, maybe a little wooden bowl with some pine cones in it, and then like a cute little Christmas picture or something like that, which they also have in this line. I feel like that would just look so pretty, and it's just a very understated, again, just a very organic, simplistic way to bring in the season, and especially if it's somewhere in your kitchen, you can see it every single day, and I feel like this would just be so pretty there. And I'm trying to figure out if it has like a little switch built into it, or if you actually have to plug it in. Judging by the actual pictures, it doesn't look like there's any sort of cord. Okay, it says it's electric and not battery run. I think that means that you have to plug it in. I'm not sure, but I still think that this is so pretty if you're looking for a cute little pre-lit tree, even for like a little kid's room or something like that. I feel like it'd just be a really fun statement, something really fun to add in to your holiday decor. All right, let's talk about my favorite wreath that I found at Target. This one was one of the actual pieces that they had out when I went to my Target, and I thought that it was so pretty. I was this close to getting it, and we'll kind of get into the reasoning as to why I didn't. So here is the wreath. It is so pretty. It's very similar to that garland that we were just looking at. I love the simplicity of it. I love how realistic the greenery is. I love the little pops of the white berries, and then those vintage bells in the middle. Again, very vintage brass accents are super popular, and bells specifically for the holidays are very, very trendy at the moment, and I love them. I just love the amount of character that it adds to this very, very simple wreath. I love how big it is. I believe it was $39.99, $40, somewhere in there. I think it sold out at my specific Target, so I cannot find it. The only reason that I did not pick it up for myself is I wanted to put it on our door. If you guys watched last week's video, we don't really know where we want to put our wreath. We think we might put it on the inside of our door so that we can actually see it. And we have like a storm door, so there's like probably that much space in between, so it just would be a little bit squished if we tried to put it on the front. But when I was thinking about the fact that it might be on our front door and we open and close our front door pretty often, I thought about the bells, because at the Target I did sort of pick it up and look at it, and the bells are pretty loud. So if that doesn't bother you, you can put this on your front door. I know a lot of people it really does not bother them at all. I was just sort of trying to think practically. But if you have like a window sort of decor piece, we have one in our living room that you hang a wreath on for the holidays or just like year round. I feel like it'd look really good there. You could hang it in between a few windows, above a fireplace. I feel like you could put it in so many different places that are sort of immobile. It's not going to move, and it just makes a really pretty statement. And I think wreaths are always just fun because it's just a different form of greenery, and especially for the holidays you can find some really, really fun ones. Alrighty, we are down to our final two items, and this next one is a quintessential part of the holiday season. It really just screams coziness, and we all know that Target has a million of them. So when trying to figure out the one that I wanted to share with you guys and the one that I thought was my favorite online, this is the one that I came up with. So this is the Heathered Rib Knit Throw Blanket in the color Sour Cream. This one is with the Hearth and Hand line. Personally, when I am picking out throws to decorate with, I usually like to go with a sort of white color or something very neutral. I just really like to layer my colors on top of a very neutral color palette, and I love the color of this one. Our couch is a sort of light to medium gray color, and I feel like this white, sort of off-white color would look so pretty on it. I love the little speckling of different colors in it. I think there's some gray and some beige in there, and again, this would just be really pretty layered on a couch with some pillows, layer it on a big reading chair with a couple pillows just to make it super cozy. I love the knitted texture of it. Knitted blankets are the absolute best and scream cozy. I feel like $44.99 is a little bit on the expensive side just because it is a little bit on the thinner side. It's definitely not a super chunky knit blanket, but I feel like this would just be such a wonderful staple to honestly use all year round, and I feel like lightweight blankets can be really nice sometimes, and I love that cable knit texture. It just really screams coziness, especially for the holiday season. Alright, the sun's getting a little weird, but we are on to our final item, and this is another piece of greenery to sort of mix up your greenery that's standard for the holidays. And this is just very simple and very similar to the little arrangement that we were looking at earlier. This is the Winterberry Seasonal Faux Stem with Hearth and Hand. I love how this incorporates greenery with a little pop of red, and I love how it just looks very realistic. Like the berries look very realistic, the way that they're sort of growing out of that branch, and they just look so pretty. It also comes in a bunch of different sizes. The 10-inch is only $2.99 per stem. The 18-inch is $4.99 per stem, and I love the look of that one. That one is super, super pretty. The 25-inch is $5.99. That one is super full, and the 32-inch is $7.99 per stem, and that one is just really pretty as well. Just has a few little berries sprinkled in there, but I feel like it just looks so elegant. And again, just that really subtle pop of red that I am obsessed with, and it would look really pretty, especially the tall ones in super big statement vases, maybe next to a little fireplace. I feel like these sorts of stems you could also sort of make look like a faux garland if you sort of put them at opposite directions towards each other, if that makes sense, and just sort of strategically lay them across a table. And I feel like this is one of those pieces of greenery that has so much character that you really don't need an extravagant or very busy sort of vase. Just like a little glass vase or a little white ceramic jar, maybe an off-white, a beige, a gray. I just feel like it would look so pretty and pop off of something super neutral, and it's just so fun. I love how inexpensive they are. The prices remind me of Hobby Lobby and I love it. And it's just a really fun way to mix up some of your holiday florals with something that's just a little bit different from the typical things that people will usually use. Alrighty, that is it for today's video. Those are my top 12 picks for Christmas decor that you can get at Target, and I feel like all of these are so fun. As you guys can tell, I'm really into that vintage, very classic Christmas sort of vibe, but also very understated and just very cozy and calming. So I really hope that you guys found some items that you like today. I will link as many of them as I can in the description below. Let me know if there are any items that you saw in Target or you saw online that you love for the season. I'd love to know, because I know a lot of us have lots of different styles and different things pop out to different people. Make sure you give it a thumbs up, you subscribe if you enjoyed it. I would really appreciate it. I love making these sorts of videos. Let me know if there are any other shops that you want me to check out, either in person or digitally online, and we can definitely take a peek at those. But thank you for spending a little bit of your time over here on my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season so far, and I cannot wait to see you in my next video. Bye!